Howdy guys, and welcome back to another character analysis video. Today we have here Baek Licheon, I would say. I would just call him Bak if I'm again saying that wrong. Please don't be too offended. He's a tanker type, of course. Dude definitely looks like supreme awesomeness, I will tell you that. Dude definitely looks the part. Let's go ahead and take a look at his skills though. So for his first skill is Shadow Slash. It improves his magical attack and deals damage by shooting 2 shadow swords that follows enemies. They essentially disappear if they're too far away from him or if the enemies die. Looks like it boosts his magic attack per level for 5 seconds, and then it damages the enemy per hit 5 times 2. Bit odd. We'll definitely have to see the move perform, but it hits the enemies 5 times at the very least, and boosts his magic attack boosts his magic attack by a certain percent by 5 seconds. I don't know, I'm struggling to say that. His second move is Shielding Barrier. Shield himself and improves his defense. If this is used again, he charges for it, piercing through the enemy with damage. So this is probably his kind of more tankier move, because it increases his defense the more we level it up, and then also damages the enemy, and if they're marked they take additional damage. So I'm going to already assume that his other skill, his third skill, marks the enemy. So of course we're going to mark them. Go ahead and do your barrier, get up in there, pop that ult, and let's go ahead and get into it. And for his third skill, Mana Control, controls the flow of mana and pulls enemies with damage. If this skill is used again, he hammers the ground and explodes mana, sending enemies flying. Let's see if this one increases. So the damage does increase on it, and it does have 2 parts to it. The first part does add marking. This boosts his critical damage of the skill until the end of the skill, and that increases every time you level up the skill, so that can get pretty high, and also increases his critical attack amount, and then we get damage. So very interesting. So it seems to me like he has more of a DPS move and then more of a kind of tank move, but they both coincide with each other. So if we use Mana Control first, then Shielding Barrier would do a bit more damage, and of course have his ult active before this or during this, so we get that magic attack boost, which again is lovely. His passive boosts his magic attack and tenacity. I'm not really sure what tenacity does, to be honest. Maybe it's tanks. I didn't really read up on it. If you guys know, feel free to let me know. Then his second passive increases his defense, so both his physical and magical defense, and then defense penetration, and it also increases his defense towards skill damage, which again is lovely. And then his last one just boosts his HP and critical resist, so essentially helping him to stay tanky, helping him to stay alive. His first trait, if attacked, he automatically recovers just 15% of his HP, which is lovely. And then his defense goes up by 15% for 8 seconds. So every 10 seconds, I would say, he gets his defense increased by 15% all across the board. And then of course every 18 seconds, because it is 18-second cooldown, he recovers 15% of his HP if attacked. So 15%, not that much, but over time, especially if your healer can't keep up or your healer can't get their ult off yet to heal him, he shouldn't have any problems essentially surviving, in my opinion. And then his second skill, if attacked, he gains 20 points, so at 100 Fury he gains a barrier for 8 seconds, and then his defense again goes up by 10% for 8 seconds, and with a 12-second cooldown, that's essentially 4 seconds, so 4 or 5 seconds max he won't have this on, assuming he can get the Fury off. So if he's in the middle of a mob, this is pretty much going to stay on. If he's not in the middle of a mob or attacking the boss, this won't stay on as long, but essentially this thing's going to rotate in and out with his other trait. So his defense is pretty much going to be not permanently boosted, but it's going to be boosted quite a lot. And not to mention his skill over here with Shielding Barrier, boosting it for 5 seconds again. So this is definitely an interesting kit for this guy. But let's go ahead and see how he plays game wise. He definitely looks promising though. Alright, so it was what? Third skill first? and then that changes. So he does kind of like a straight line AoE-ish type move, and then he slams it down. And then we have the second skill that follows up after that, and then his ult. But hold on. Let me do this real quick. So we got his ult that obviously goes after. Oh, they died. Obviously, when his ult comes out, the swords are going to follow and attack whatever is near him. So if he's up in the cut, then the sword is going to be going off too. And as you guys can see, he's actually kind of fast paced to be a tank. Okay. But it looks like they're kind of set in stone, so wherever you do his ult, it doesn't look like his swords will follow, or maybe his swords will follow, but obviously there's no enemies there, so it just goes away. So make sure you're by an enemy when his ult goes off, or you're basically gonna waste it. And of course, always start off with his third skill, so you get that marking bonus for his shield barrier. Obviously, if you need the shield, do the shield, but damage wise, of course, do the mana control first and then the shielding barrier. And if you guys, I don't know if you guys noticed that, but when I did that move just now, he got pulled in. So he gets pulled in. You can slam him down, you can activate the barrier, maybe push them away from the party, or go right through them and have your swords up as well. So let's see if I can pull them again. Yeah, so you can pull bosses too, I'm assuming. And then the swords are going in on the boss. Get over here. Oh, I didn't get him. So maybe there's a range to it. He's at the very, very tip of the range, but Baek is essentially Baek. I'll call him Baek again, like I said. But it looks like he pulls in the target, which is great synergy-wise. So it ensures that his moves are going to hit as long as he's in range, even though we can see that he's obviously a close-range character. But pull in the target, activate the barrier so you get that damage boost from the mana control. Make sure that ult is up so he gets that boosted magic attack for 5 seconds. And that's pretty much him. Definitely interesting. He's a lot more... I don't know. He seems like he might be a lot more fun than Dean. So that's pretty much it for this character analysis video. If you guys use Baek, again, I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. Please let me know in the comments below. He's definitely someone I would like to build eventually, but unfortunately he will have to wait. But that's pretty much it, you guys. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.